Welcome to Echoes of Time, a journey into the forgotten worlds and the secrets they left behind.
You know that feeling when you think you know a story, like a major historical event, but then you hear one little detail that just changes everything? Well, today, we're diving into a podcast that has pretty much perfected that feeling. It takes these huge moments in American history that we all think we know and shows us a story that is way more complicated.
And let me tell you, this isn't some obscure history show for academics. Slow burn became an absolute phenomenon right out of the gate. It just goes to show you how many people are hungry for a deeper, more thoughtful look at our own past.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the show's whole concept. Then we'll look at the huge presidential crises it's famous for. After that, we'll explore the cultural battles it covers and zoom in on one really key example. And finally, we'll talk about why this kind of historical storytelling is so important right now.
Okay, so the core idea behind slow burn is actually pretty simple, but it's also kind of genius. It takes these big American scandals and just slows them down. It strips away all the stuff we know now, our 2020 hindsight, and really drops you into the story as it was happening, revealing all these forgotten details and surprising turns. The show really made its name at first by tackling the biggest political dramas you can imagine. We're talking about the scandals that totally defined presidencies and split the country right down the middle.
The very first season jumped right into the deep end with Watergate, but it went so far beyond the story you see in the movies. It featured brand new interviews with people who were actually there, giving you this incredible ground-level view of how the whole crisis unfolded day by uncertain day.
For season 2, they leaped forward to the impeachment of Bill Clinton. And again, the show found these new angles that just blew the story wide open, most famously with a really compelling interview with Linda Tripp. Hearing her side of it, beyond all the media caricatures, completely reframed the whole narrative for a lot of people. And the show doesn't just stick to the distant past. Season 5, for example, dug into the really complex and controversial road to the Iraq War. It showed how a bunch of seemingly small decisions, one after another, slowly, almost invisibly, steered the nation toward a massive conflict. But hey, if you think Slow Burn is only about presidents, you'd be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. The show quickly broadened its scope to look at these incredibly divisive cultural and social fights that have shaped modern America, often in ways that are even more lasting.
I mean, just look at the range here. The show takes you on this journey across the decades. You've got the fight over abortion rights in the 70s, the shocking rise of a white supremacist political figure in the 80s, and the explosion of racial tensions in the 90s. It covers so much ground.
And the topics are just so varied. We're talking about everything from David Duke's political career and the LA riots to the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry between Tupac and Biggie. Each season is this immersive deep dive into a moment that really changed things.
Now, to really get a feel for the show's method, let's zoom in on a story that you might not know about, but trust me, its echoes are everywhere today. We're going to talk about the battle over something called the Briggs Initiative. So what was this thing? Well, back in 1978, a proposition landed on the ballot in California, and it was pretty shocking. It wanted to make it illegal for any openly gay or lesbian person to work in any public school across the entire state. And here's the crucial part. This wasn't just some fringe idea stuck in one state. No way. This single proposition became a national flashpoint. It tapped into, and honestly, it fueled a huge backlash against the growing movement for LGBTQ+ rights, making it a critical and often forgotten moment in American history. And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of what makes Slow Burn so gripping. It isn't just a history lesson, It's really making an argument for why digging into these complicated, messy events from our past is absolutely essential for making any sense of the world we live in today. So what is the slow burn method? Well, you can kind of break it down like this. It's about taking stories we think we know, like Watergate, and giving them a fresh perspective. It's about digging up forgotten fights like the Briggs Initiative. It's about making you feel what it was like to live through those moments of uncertainty. And most importantly, it reveals the direct lines connecting that past to our present.
And all of this leaves you with a really powerful question to chew on, by showing us how the fights, the fears, and the divisions from Watergate or the Clinton years or the battle over Roe v. Wade are still playing out right now. The series really makes you wonder, what other forgotten histories are shaping our world right now without us even knowing it?
This was Echoes of Time. If you love powerful history stories, subscribe and continue the journey with us.